Hi guys, and thank you Mr. Six Shooter from Memphis, USA, because I think now it's more than a year Six Shooter sent me from USA this body. It would be much I lose my English word, sorry guys. Would be much easier for him, sorry, to order it here in France, to send me directly, so I not have to pay postal fee from America to here in France, home at me. But he just not send me the body, he also sent me a bottle of whiskey. Okay, I do not have more the whiskey bottle because I drink it. It was a good moment, I can tell you. Thank you, Six Shooter. He also sent me a ball gag because it always tell me you talk too much on running video and you only talk French. So I just want to see the running video without your voice speaking always French on the videos. I can't do it on video with the ball gag because we would have issue with YouTube for this fancy stuff. But on some video I keep it in mind and hold my mouth. It not works always, but I try to do it, Six Shooter. I swear I try to not speak, but it's not easy. And also I have to explain to my French subscriber and German what I'm doing on the field and how it performs, because I'm not the type of guy who makes a lot of stuff on video. I don't like to be hours on my screen and make all the text in the videos, all the transcription, and explain all on the screen. I prefer to film what I done, talk what I'm doing about, and just put the video raw on YouTube. I see too many guys make storyboards, cut out some parts, and you see always they had move from left to right and some stuff is missing, and finally they tell something other, and that's not the way I like to do video. I just put on my camera here, I talk on the camera, and that's it. I put it online. That's raw, because that's the way I like to see other videos also. So this is a Prime Desert Eagle body, and I see too much from that with the Madmax style, just only in black or some stuff. So I decided to go for the Madmax MFP style. That means for those who are too young to know about it, you have the new Madmax series film Fury Road, which is an amazing film. It's really, I really enjoy. I saw that film 10 times. It's awesome. But back in the time we have Madmax 1, 2 and 3. In the first Madmax, Mel Gibson is Charlie Rope. So that's the name you used to have here on the ring. It's Charlie Rope. He have this car without compressor in the beginning as police car. In that film, the bad guys kill his family, roll over Mel Gibson, destroy his car, and he came back as Madmax to vengeance. And the car is after that black with compressor on the top and humongous torque and horsepower. And because the original has so much torque and horsepower, I tried to do the same in this car. The original is a two-wheel drive. If I put this body on a 1/8 scale buggy, you can do it. You have a four-wheel drive. You can mix it to a two-wheel drive, but it's not the same feeling. So I decided to go for what Proline designed. This body is a two-wheel drive shortcuts. But in two-wheel drive shortcuts, to put many power on the ground, it's not so easy. Back in the time we also not have so many different tires type to put on shortcuts to go on road or so stuff. Now we get it. And you hear it since beginning. I have powered on my car, and Six Shooter know what's going to happen yet because he already see this many times on the channel. when I have a car running on a table, because I put a sound module in the car. That's why I take the serpent spider shortcuts, because it has a really less noisy transmission, and if you want to have fun with your sound module, you need a silent car. So I have, because it's a police car, I am on the way to look to get 2 old round blue police car lights. That's also what was in the movie back in the time. And I have the siren. And I have, of course, a V8 big block engine. I really like it. You're gonna see it on a running video, because even how I say, the transmission is so less noisy, you can really have fun with the engine sound. For the moment I unplug the motor, it's clear, so I can hit the throttle on the table. You can also do that with electronic mixing on the radio system. If you have a radio system, will do it. Now we're gonna talk about the body. I don't make the paint job myself because I'm a bad painter. I have not enough patience. I always want the stuff to be ready in a few minutes. So that's why I send it to someone who do the paint job for me. It's LB Painting here in France. And for the sticker sets, I also send it to a buddy of me. It's a buddy, Alex Fortin, Little Car Addict. By him you can have everything you want from stickers for your RC cars. All you have to do is to send him an example, the size you want, and he will do it in different type of stickers. I like vinyl because it's easy, it's cleanable, it's waterproof and all the stuff. I put a little bit too much. Normally the original car has only here the MFP and the number of the car. I'm RC 68, so I use MFP 068. You have the MFP here in the back, you have the MFP signs, and you only normally have or Interceptor here in the back, or maybe that was back in the time for the Canadian version, the Poursuite, because Interceptor means in French Poursuite. I put a little bit more because I like that, and it's my car, so I do it the way I want it. That's absolutely normal. That's the cool thing on RC and customized stuff. You can do the way you want. And a little funny stuff about this name here on the side. The channel is RC Garage, speaked out in French RC Garage. And for 2 years, maybe now 3 years, I was in a Chinese restaurant. I have reserved one table for all the crew from the garage. We was about 10 or 12 persons, and when I was on the phone with this Chinese lady, she asked me, "What's your name?" So I say it's RC Garage 68, means 68 in France. And she say, "Oh, Hervé Barrage from 6 to 8 o'clock." I mean, no, RC Garage. Okay, Hervé Barrage. So we take the table as Hervé Barrage, and that's why here, for the funny side from the thing, I take here the name Hervé Barrage. And now, until the time, anytime I take a reservation in a restaurant or somewhere, when they ask me, "What's your name?" I say Hervé Barrage. Because here we are, in French, we are funny guys. For the tires, two-wheel short cross drive has something special. You have more spur on the front and in the rear. That means on many shortcuts you need to have 0 offset tire in the front and a half an offset tires in the rear to get the same final bright in the front as in the rear. This is a car like the real one who runs not just only on-road. American who check this video out knows the American road are not super smooth on-road. Most of the road are shaky. That's why old American muscle car back in the time has only a good ground clearance and good suspension because they are used to ride not super flat European style roads. So I have many choices, or I put 70mm hex adapter and use 1/8 scale GT or rally car tires who are really good in performance. Problem is for me, for the looks, they are just small, tiny in rubber on the side, not look like the old American muscle car who have big fat tires. So I decided to go for shortcuts, special tires. In that domain you have Proline, you have Louis RC who make ST rockets. The ST rockets are small, are high, and there's an issue if you want to turn at fast speed or something, you roll over because you have too much rubber and the rubber goes on himself when the rubber is hot and you roll over. I don't want to destroy that car, so I go. Also because the SC tires are too big in diameter, I will show you here some Traxxas BF Goodrich for example. Here, if you see, the tires are higher, a little bit smaller, so the car looks a little bit smaller. If you go brighter using brightener and some stuff, you will hit here the wings, the fenders from the car. Also when the suspension travels, because of the car, the tires are bigger. Many times also if you use big power, the tire will balloon and you will destroy the in parts from the fenders. That's why I use the Louis ST rocket for 1/10 scale. 12mm hex, so I have nothing to do, and you can get it with 0 offset in the front and with a half an offset in the rear. In America, if you not buy it as Louis, you can maybe get it as Duratrax. These tires are brighter, so you have a really better handling at high and at small, at a lower speed. I don't want to put bright tire in the front and small, bright in the rear and small in front, so I take all 4 bright tires. And it was the right choice because I just make a small run now in 2S. 2S is not the way I want to drive it. I put here a setup to 4S. No fear, no to drive 200 km/h. I go to 4S, but I go down to 2000 kV, and instead of pulling 36, 52mm motors, what you used to drive in shortcuts 1/10 scale two-wheel drive, or 60mm motor, I go to 70mm motors. So I have a lot of torque and you have a big control underneath when you hit the throttle, and that's what I want. I drive it in 2S for the moment for testing because we are locked down here in France. I don't can go to the parking from the mall. I only can just quick drive on road for the house. So I just tested in 2S. I was all surprised because in 2S I was already happy with the speed. It's not fast, but it's not a car I want to drive fast. I just want to drive it for fun and have fun with my sound module, and it was really fun in 2S. Maybe I'm gonna go to 3, but never gonna test 4. Did just I say this? I gonna test 4s, but maybe not with this body on the top. So, Reminator, please hold me my body in a moment. In the car it's not finished, that's just to test it, because before I fix everything in the car, that's why also I make the test run. I had to check the weight distribution for know exactly where I'm gonna fix what. Motor is in the rear. This truck is not able to put the motor in front. It's not a problem because I have enough room for bigger lipos, and I also have the weight from the sound box for counterbalance the rear weight, because I don't want a truck which has too much traction area. I want to have a little bit sleepy rear, to have a cool on-road lane car. I still have shortcut suspension travel, so I can go also a little bit smooth on off-road, not in gravel, not in stone, but just in the park, in smooth grass. You cannot on a shortcut, this one you have nothing to stop the travel down from the suspension. You can use, it's clear, just something like that. You can open your shocks, put something from that underneath the shock piston, so the shock will not go out fully and the car will go down and has a better on-road handling. But how I say, for me, I don't want to drive this like a GT, but more like a real old muscle car. So for test I put the sound module more in front, the battery is more in the front also, and is just super fine. I drive it on a wet street and I was really happy with the handling. I have here, this is a Serpent Spider SC optional slipper clutch in. He comes stock without slipper, that's for me a failure clearly from Serpents. I buy one optional and I put it in. I have a Max 10 ESC, also have for the moment a 2S LiPo, and also for the moment a separate LiPo for the soundbox, because the soundbox has the best sound in 3S, because I just run in 2S but want the plenty of power from the soundbox. I put separately 3S. When I'm go to drive with my 3S, I clearly make a simpler wire to put the power on the ESS. This new ESS can take up to 6S. That means even if I drive 4S, I can just plug it on the battery. All you have to do, it's really important on the ESS1 sound module, is if you drive more than 3S, go down with the volume. You cannot drive 6S powering the sound module with the full power, you will burn it out, so take care. That's why I prefer generally just pop a little small 3S on my sound module. When I drive a sound module, I'm not making competition, so I don't care about the weight, and most of the time I always have more power than I need in my truck, so I can make my truck heavier. It's not an issue. This ESS1 Plus is programmable. You can put in the module 2 different sounds, and you can switch from one to other just with pressing the 2 buttons in the moment you put the power on. So you can switch here. I have a V8 6-liter engine. I can switch to a diesel engine, to a track engine, to a shortcut track engine, what you want. You can program in 2 sounds. You can change the way the sounds react to the throttle. You can change how long the sound module lets the sound go out without throttle. He automatically cut off after 5, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, never, what you want. You can also, like you see, at the ESS1 Plus, put an auxiliary wire here to have a horn, police horn, ambulance horn, just a stock horn, what you want. You can program a turbo, you can program a shifting, but the only thing was a little bit I think could be better is the shifting, because the shifting is only when you hit full throttle. So you have to go to full throttle to shift. 1, 2 in second, third, fourth, 6th gear, like you hear here when I make it run. I would like to have a shifting while I go on the throttle. That means I start slowly, whoop, then have the second, whoop, and one another. But it's enough to have fun. You will see it run, but I remember you here in France, we are locked down with coronavirus, so I cannot. Gonna take a little time to can use this car in more. I'm gonna surely make a short run video in 2S for you 6-shooter, so you see how it handles, how it drives, what's the final effect from the car running with this sound module. Thank you again, 6-shooter. I'm anytime happy to see a comment on any video, even if I know you don't speak French or German. 6-shooter is on every video. He's here. I may put a little comment, like the video and some stuff, and that's a really easy way to help the channel to grow up. Is that everyone from you just look at any video, even if you don't understand English, turn the video sound off, because this helps channel. You can do it with any channel, not just mine. Tell me what you think about it. I know from the tire size with the wheelbase from the body, it's a little bit. I think the body should a little bit be longer for looking really great. I think that body would be awesome with a bigger wheelbase on a 1/8 scale long wheelbase GT. But that's the way we get it from Proline, so we do the best with, and it's anytime the same. If you are before the car, you're not happy with that color or that stuff, but when you're driving around a few meters from you, you always be back to your key times and happy. Just drive happy. Because that's what happens with you guys. If someone would take a film from us when you are driving, maybe we never gonna catch a woman. Bye guys.